So welcome everyone to the Gamingbrew channel, where we love and play all things Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight is Rising Embers. Campaign kickoff for episode 1, Journey to the Northlands. We have 5 excellent characters ready to go. We have a whole lot of lore to show. And we're really putting Foundry to the test here. We got a lot of Foundry stuff that's going to be available that you'll see, hopefully. But I'm sure I'll be happy to answer questions on how it works. So this campaign will be every Tuesday at this time. We hope you join us. Enough of that. Let's play some D&D. Ooh, first look at the characters. Party members. Welcome to the Northlands. You have all arrived for your own reasons to stand before Wolvig Tenfeather, Jarl of Vartangard and leader of Rook Shadow clan. Once a lesser-known Jarl, Tenfeather has become one of the most powerful Jarls in the Northlands. His reach is believed only to be under Magnus Darkshield himself, the current ruler of the Warlords Alliance. Now, the human ethnicity of the North is the Skavian people. They are raiders, they are natural sailors, and they value strength, bravery, and the power of destiny. The Skavian people are widespread across the frozen north, and while intelligent, they live a more tribal culture compared to other ethnicities. And as such, they are spread across to various clans. These clans worship one or more of the primal deities, the animalistic gods created by the architect Almadune during Erenel's creation. The Jarl you seek to stand before, Wolvig Tenfeather, and the Rook Shadow clan worship Iana, the matron of ravens, goddess of fate, death, and winter. Making an ally of this Jarl Tenfeather would unlock many doors for all of you in the north, and you all hope he will assign you a glorious task to prove your worth in his great hall. For if the stories are true, Jarl Wolvig Tenfeather is strong and battle-tested, with many heroic deeds to his name, but most importantly, it is believed he has recently claimed a great wealth and is generous to those in his service who prove that they are deserving of it. So we begin. Makes the scene pop up. Everyone on the scene?
Yeah, I can see all I need to see.
Yes, sir.
We begin as you've all secured passage by Skavian longship to Vartangard. Skavian wayfarers guide the longship sails with mastery, guiding both sails into the wind, and each one uses a cantrip to keep the sails flush, allowing only one to guide the boats. There are 3 longships, each gliding across the frozen waters in unison, maneuvering past chunks of ice on your way to your destination. While the sun is high, the temperature is not as gentle as snow falls, and the crisp wind catches your face. The current date is the 4th of Narwin. The year is 630, 5 years following living Erenel. And one longship, we have Shannon. Get it right?
Yep.
Yeah, Silent Stag until Laka. They're being ferried. Slightly ahead of them is a second launch ship, which sits Torgrim and Gustradh. And then a third longship ferries 2 other very large Skavian holding great axes. And these Skavian are easily to distinguish with their feather outcroppings around their mantles tied to their skin furs.
Tor, here's the howl of a Rusco Gaming 587 Love Gaming 587 shop.
Thanks for the bits. Torgrim's getting advantage out the gate from Seba.
Hell yeah, thank
I
you.
think I saw TJ gave it to
Gustradh, nice.
Yeah.
Gustradh.
Thank you.
We got Gustradh and Torgrim. think they're targeting the front lines. Oh, it's the Thunderwolves. That's what's okay. I got you. Now in these ships, the whistling wind is loud. You can speak to each other on the ships with ease, or you can try to yell to other ships to talk to other people on ships. But first, we need to introduce each other. So I'm going to start in the top left corner and go all the way down. So starting off, please describe what your character looks like. Till Laka.
Yeah. Till she's about 6 feet, couple inches tall. Very, very lean, hard skin. Being a Golganthe, she does not have actual flesh herself. She has chitinous platin. She's fairly dignified, stands straight up. No arching in her back. Her shoulders are like nice and firm. The nice thing about her is that she's got a nice pair of wings. She's got her forewings and her back wings that reach up towards where her shoulder blades would meet. And then most of that's covered by this large, just abundance of like fuzz that you'd normally see on like a moth. Helps keep her warm. And then she has a nice little pair of antennae that stick out almost like stag antlers. Yeah. And then she's got a pouch going across her back, her front, and it has some hides. And it seems like some rather large object seems to be wrapped inside of it. Yeah, that's Till.
All right. Next up, we have Silent Stag.
All right. So, well, that's a lovely rendering on that. So, Stag is an Alatin, and as thus, her skin is wood. So, her skin is a dark bark, and thus she isn't wearing much armor, but she still has like hides and furs to cover and keep warm. And with her hair, it is more of like leaves and pine needles to make like kind of like mid-length hair, you know. And coming out of her head are two little deer horn things. Not like stag big moose antlers, but just two little horns that have little bits of brambles coming off and climbing up them, along with big ears with little piercings that seem to be handmade out of bone.
Interesting. Next up, we got Shannon.
See, Shannon is, I would say, about 6 feet tall, pale, very white-skinned, like he spends most of his time indoors. He's wearing a heavy traveling cloak, mostly traveling clothes, some adornments of the Royal College, or specifically House Anima, but just has an assortment of traveling gear. Right now he's just kind of hunched over, like writing, looking like he's taking notes in a book. But he appears mostly Salian, so he has similar features to the Wayfinders around. So very similar hair color, a little bit more on the blonde side, but that's Shannon.
Up to the other boat. Everyone's favorite, Torgrim.
It's Torgrim. He's back, and he is a 4'6" dwarf with a grayish white beard and 2 braids. He has blue eyes, and he now has a scar over his left eye. He wears a bear pelt along his back, along with a great sword and a battle axe and heavy armor. He also wears a horned helmet.
Then in front of Torgrim, Gustradh.
Gustradh is a minotaur with a big influenced by the matron of ravens. Does not have a raven with him at this time, but maybe, in the future. Has a big feathery cloak, a bunch of chainmail, and a big old claymore strapped to his back. And since he is more of grew up on the land, I would assume he doesn't have much sea legs underneath of him, so he kind of looks like he's holding on to the side of this boat, hoping that this ride will end.
I did forget to mention, Stag is also like 6 foot-ish,
We have a tall group.
except for someone.
Yeah, I'll be looking up a
Except
lot.
for
Yeah.
the dwarf. So as the 5 of you are sailing alongside a couple of sailings, and the sailing wayfarers who keep their palms out into the sails, gusting them yourselves forward. Is there anything you'd like to say to each other? You can do so now, or we can keep on going. I think it's peaceful music too.
Gustradh is probably staring straight at the mast, just kind of not really looking to be very social, but asking the wayfarer, how long till we get to land?
He looks over his shoulder as he keeps his palms at the sail. Got about an hour's journey before we hit landfall. You doing all right there? I can see your legs buckle.
I'm fine. It's just we're trying to get there as quickly as possible.
You need to hurry, I'll do it over the side, but make sure you grab onto something so you don't fall in the water.
Oh, I won't have any trouble about that.
Torgrim would like slightly bump into him and be like, "You can have some of my ale if it helps. Helps me by getting real drunk, then I don't get seasick."
Gustradh looks at the I guess the water or the skin, the wine skin or ale skin, and kind of does that like reaction where you kind of like almost throw up in your mouth, but you swallow it back down, and just like shakes his head without saying, like he doesn't even want to open his mouth, just like no.
Suit yourself, and then Torgrim will go sit back down and keep drinking.
Till, are you all right, Till?
I'm doing quite all right. Till responds as she's staring off at the direction where they came from, almost like she's like looking out, looking for someone or for something. One of her lower arms is like resting on the pouch on her chest, while the others kind of grab the edges of her wings and cloak them over, almost like an actual cloak itself. I'm doing all right. And what of you, Stag?
It's strange being so far out here.
Yes, I think this is the farthest we've both been from the forest, is it not?
I believe so. I don't think I ever left.
Does it not feel weird traveling on wood like this across the water?
Although you're saying that
Do they
because-
talk to you? Can you feel their essence?
You're saying that because I am... No.
I only say that because me and my clutch, we are quite close.
Oh, well, I don't know this wood.
Well, that's a
Conan
shame.
will look up from his book momentarily. Would be unusual for wood that has not been tempered or by the bond to communicate with even those from maybe perhaps a forest such as yourselves. Lest I am not familiar with any recountings of such phenomena.
Trees are trees. And a Latin like the trees, but I don't think I can speak with the trees yet.
So Silent Stag, you would see this before anyone else with your passive, but around you can see the water start to ripple. And as the water ripples, it breaks, and you see fins of what the old sailors call whale killers. Each one's black and white pattern is unique, just like a human's fingerprint. And you can see their hunting tactics are on display as they swim in unison. They seem a little bit curious of the longship gliding alongside them, and they all kind of hang a bit around the longship that Till, Stag, and Shannon are in. They don't look aggressive. They just seem like kind of curious as they swim alongside you, kind of getting a look at what you're doing.
Are they close enough to the boat where I could say something to one of them?
Yeah.
I will say in River Court to the closest one and ask it how fares the waters.
He's going to say to you, dangers to the east. Good hunting grounds.
I will thank him for the information and wish him a a good hunt in River Court.
See them dive and they kind of skip up alongside for a second. They start to move out of your frame. Going up past the boat with Torgrim Gustradh. And then they dive out of existence.
Well,
And I'll make a note in the book that I'm reading about what they just mentioned.
Some time passes, and then up ahead you can see it. Nestled among the water's edge, Vartangard forms a natural large harbor. So Vartangard is large for a Northland city, with an estimated population of about 1,500. It is a prominent whaling town, and is responsible for the upkeep of a very large funeral island and a matron of Raven's clergy off its eastern shores. As you pull up, the longships start to dock, and you start to make your way out of the longships. You can see to your east, there's a singular long bridge which extends far from Vartangard, almost a half mile toward the matron of Raven's clergy. Is anyone proficient in religion?
I think
Yes.
3 of us are.
I am, yeah.
All 3 of you give me a roll. 17's pretty good.
see,
22 is very good.
That's an early nat for a campaign.
Who's striking off with the natty 20? 70's good too. So you would all pick this up as you all dock and you see the long bridge. You would know this as a lot of the matron farriers. They accompany mourners as they travel across the bridge, and that's where they bury their dead here at Vartangard. And these farriers give aid in both ritual and to protect the mourners, because the dead often attract very large beasts from air and sea, looking for an easy meal as they cross the bridge. You also see in the center there, on a bluff in town, the Jarl's great hall sits high above the rest. A bitter tinge of smoke fills the wintry air as residents seek reprieve from the bitter cold around you. Along the main thoroughfares from the harbor, as you all disembark, the 3 wayfarers stick around their longships, and then the 2 sailing immediately make their way towards where the Jarl Great Hall is. And as they do, you see a team of horses come around the corner in front of you, and they pull a large bag of salt, and they're spilling the salt onto the snow and the ice-covered walkways in front of you, as it is very icy. The Great Hall is lit with torches. Based on the light of the torches and the haste at which these 2 sailing warriors left, the Jarl must be currently inside. What would you all like to do?
Yeah, as Till gets off the boat, she's gonna rest one of her main hands onto Stag's shoulder and be like, "Be careful. The humans here seem to worship something that's not true. Who knows what else they might do? Be careful." And then she'll finish getting off the boat and take the lead between the 2 of them.
I'll
Torgrim would start to
confused for a
follow.
moment.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll just look confused slightly for a moment and then nod and follow after her.
Yeah, Till would say that quiet enough that only Stag would have been able to hear.
I presume we are heading to the Jarl's direction.
Yeah, unless something gets in Till's way, she would be rushing straight there.
See the little party flag? Jaboom.
Gustradh would try to find the closest hut to hide behind and hurl. And gather himself and then make sure his armor's clean and well presentable. Splash some water around his mouth and head on over.
Shannon will definitely take his time, just trying to listen, look around, see if he can catch any thing on the wind, so to speak.
Make a perception. An 11. So the cold air and the haste that everyone uses to like get about their day because it's so cold, they don't really hang around outside too much and chat. But there is a sort of little pep in everyone's step that you kind of pick up. You're not sure if that means like something exciting's happening or something dangerous is coming, but you can see that everyone there's like a fire under their ass and they're really moving. All right, let me get you. Do this real quick. I broke it. Hold on. I need to do this.
Talk to Berg.
Yep, I need to make it so everyone can see on the chat. Right now, I just see it like a black line. I need to do that. 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 Fresh. There we go. Alright, so as the five of you make your way up to the Jarl's Great Hall, you see wooden doors before you, closed, but you can hear behind the wooden doors there is a laughter. For anyone that's been to the Northlands, you would know too that admittance, like you can walk into a Great Hall really whenever you want to. You'll just be at the ready of the Jarl's, basically someone that announces the Jarl, like a herald of sorts. Feel free to chat about whatever you want to do before you enter the Jarl's Great Hall, or step inside.
I'll lag behind just a little bit and refresh my face. You know, just freshen up a bit.
Yeah, as they get to the doors, Till will again stop Stag and look her over real quick and be like, "Do you know how you plan to talk to them?"
Well, I will ask him to stop doing what he's doing.
Well, here's hoping for both of us that happens, but what do you plan to do if they say no?
Wonderful question. I suppose I'll have to find out. I don't think I quite plan to head that far.
Well, whatever it is, don't draw your weapons here. There's too many of them. Our journey is too fresh. Let's not end it tonight.
There's much too many people in this town. Many more than I've ever seen.
Same here. I've never seen so many humans at once. Although, I suppose you've never been to the Hive, have you? I'm quite certain there's more of us there than there are here in this small town.
I don't think I've ever stepped foot. I don't think you ever let me.
Well, that wasn't my decision. But perhaps soon.
If we ever get back. If we can ever go back.
One step at a time, right?
Yes. Would you like to take the first one?
And with that, Till will walk to the doors.
Gustradh will make sure he gets out of his pack a stone carving of a raven, his holy symbol that he crafted, and just make sure that it's at the ready. Whoops.
Okay.
Torgrim would open the door for everybody and say, "Come, friends. Welcome to the north."
So as you open the door, you see the Jarl's Herald with his blue facial paint. As you open it, he's going to approach you. He looks a little inebriated. But as he walks up, he gives a little hiccup. Here to see the Jarl?
Of course, friend.
I need to remind you to keep polite. Yet the Jarl speak first. But do not take much of his time. This is a busy day. A busy day indeed. Please give me your name and your titles.
Torgrim Runehouse. No title, as of now.
My name is Till Lakar. Do you need my title, or can I keep that to myself?
It's whatever you want me to announce you as to the Jarl.
I can announce my title myself, thank you. Till Lakar shall do.
As you wish.
As it stands, my name is Silent Stag. I don't believe I've incurred a title from people.
One day. You've killed
We'll see
great
what-
beasts or done a great deed.
Perhaps.
Gustradh will make his way up front and look at Berg and say, "Gustradh Nimbleheart," and then make his way towards the door.
I will step forward, and Shannon will also look at Berg. Shannon Onwar, Adept of the Willow Shadow.
He's gonna walk up to this door. If you would be so kind, I think that it would be wise to allow Shannon Onwar to take the forefront. To announce his title, give you all much needed credibility. He opens the door. He steps inside. As he walks down this dimly lit hall, only a few Salian currently stand in this room. You get a little zoom in for the chat there. They're drinking, eating, chatting amongst themselves. The Jarl is seated on an ornate throne carved from the trunk of an oak. He's leaning in, and he's talking with a stranger, a well-dressed man with a bearing of importance. And as all of you walk into this hall and enter, you can hear the Jarl say, "Her hand will mark a powerful alliance, Olaf." And as Björk walks up, he stops. Let me give you a nice little zoom in of the Jarl. This is Jarl Wolvig Tenfeather. He still wears his full regalia with a great axe on the side of the throne. His hair goes back into a ponytail with a shade on the side. On the side there, the tattoo marks the Matron of Ravens. It's a skull tattoo with a feather under it. He looks very young to be a Jarl. He He might only be in his late 20s, early 30s for sailing. For those that know the Northlands, you would see across from him sitting down enjoying some mead and some food. His Tannist, his second in command, Ingrid. She wears her blue facial paint, has tattoos on her shoulders, also bearing Matron of Ravens. The difference is that the person that he was leaning towards, Torgrim would absolutely know this, and Shannon probably would as well. You see Jarl Eightfinger Olaf Rootwalker. Jarl Olaf is a Oakhammer clan. Jarl of the Oakhammer clan and follower of Udgir. It was the Oakhammer clan that was led by Ragnar Stormbearer before he died in the war. But after they whisper, the Jarl is going to back up. And Berg announces the five of you. He announces Shannon first, Torgrim, Gustradh, Silent Stag, and then Till last. And then he steps to the side. As he steps to the side, Tenfeather turns to the five of you. Good. The Raven spoke of your coming. Spoke kindly of you and your kin. Do not be frightened, please. Come close or sit down and partake in a feast, an early meal, for I think you all need it.
Torgrim would walk up and bow and say, "Thank you for your hospitality."
Yeah, Till will close her eyes, and you can see her take like a deep breath as her spare hand like clutches the bounding on her chest tightly, and she'll breathe out and walk forward. I have eaten before I came here, but thank you.
Shannon will also bow. Good Jarl, we thank you for your generosity and for your invitation to your halls.
Are you sure you
step
don't want
back.
to eat? We have bread with butter, pickled flounder, spring greens, and pints of ale.
Shannon will also look over at Till. It is customary to partake, especially in the house of a Jarl.
Well, I know not what any of that food is, but I am full, thank you.
Torgrim would immediately go over to the table and start eating and drinking the ale.
The food is well prepared, very delicious. The ale is very strong. Torgrim is able to handle it pretty easily, but if you have a constitution under 12, it might be a little tough on you.
Gustradh will pull out his claymore, but as not a threatening act, but as respectful, and put it point down on the ground and go on a knee and say to the Jarl, "Thank you for your hospitality. I've traveled many miles to be here, finding more of a pilgrimage, and it's nice to be in company of like-minded folks. Thank you for your hospitality." And he'll get back up and head over to the table.
So when you start to walk away, Jarl Tenfeather says, "Ah, Nimbleheart. The matron was very pleased to see that you were on your way here. She has a very important task, not just for your companions, but yourself."
Gustradh will look back and say, "I'm glad that my lady has taken notice," and will continue walking.
Dag will just shimmy her way around the fire pit to stand over by Till and kind of, having seen the others do it, just kind of do a little bow and thank you for your hospitality.
Till's eyes will like quickly glance at Stag as she talks, and then looks back at the Jarl, and doesn't look too pleased at what Stag's done. Do you plan to sit with the others as well? She'll whisper to Stag.
Well, there seems to be they seem to outnumber us.
I was not planning to fight them, if that's what you're implying.
No. That was not the implication at all. There's just a lot of them, and they seem to be in charge. And it would be the best choice. Linger.
As you say that, Till's lower set of hands kind of like just rest on her hips, and she looks almost displeased like a mother would at you, and then kind of like shake her head, and she'll walk over to the table. She won't sit. She'll just stand at the end of the table.
You're never pleased. Stag will kind of just stand over here and like just take something from the table and just gnaw on it.
Yeah, it's full of bread, butter. There's that pickled flounders. There's some greens and a whole lot of ale.
It's a piece of bread. I'm not used to too much.
Jarl takes a big swig of the very large tankard that sits at the foot of him. Now that our guests have arrived, I do have a task for all of you. My two daughters, Kassa and Roona, wish to go out this evening and gather frostberries. They need to be protected, and this is the task that I set before you, blessed by the matron herself. I know many long for a chance to rise in my favor, and in turn speak through me to our matron. But there is no use for spears today. There is no chance to shed blood. All I can offer is tasks. Now you see, my friends, when you have your own halls, such a day as today will be a welcome addition from the hostilities of this world. So remember it well, and pray your fate will have many more like it. Now, let us eat. Before we break bread and boar, allow me to introduce our bread brother this evening, Jarl Olaf Eightfinger Rootwalker, leader of the Oakhammer clan, and ruler of Torvard. And he raises his mug, and you see all the Salian on the other side of the hall also raise mugs, and clink them together, and cheer at Jarl Rootwalker.
Torgrim would also raise his mug.
As will Shannon.
So as they toast the Jarl, Tenfeather starts to talk very closely with the Rootwalker. And from what you can hear, they seem to be talking just about like old battles as friends would, and you can tell that they seem to be pretty close. And the Jarl leaves the five of you to enjoy your food. About 5 minutes will pass, and the Jarl will tell you, he'll shout out, "When you're ready, Kassa and Roona are opposite the Great Hall in the stables preparing their horses. Take your time, eat your fill. My daughters can be a handful."
As many children are, we will look after them. They are safe with us.
He gives you a calm, knowingly nod. And you can tell that the Jarl has affection towards Gustradh.
Gustradh is guarded, but doesn't make any leaning towards affection or hatred, just guarded. But nods back.
Now the five of you can eat as much as you want, chat as long as you want. Whenever you're ready, you want to head south to the opposite side of this great hall.
Gustradh would look at Torgrim and say, "Seems like you're from these lands. Is that right?"
I am. I know Mr. Olaf over there. Swell guy, really. Haven't met Tenfeather before, though. Seems also pretty swell.
So, you'll be able to show us the ropes around this area then?
I hope so. I'm not directly from this part of the Northlands, but I can definitely help you around.
That will be very helpful.
Anything for a friend.
You said that they are swell, yet they have not even asked what we want from them before giving us a task to look after their children. How is that swell?
Around these parts, you do things for them before they will ever do things for you. It's how we show favor around these parts.
But how do they know that their task is equal to what we ask of them?
That is for them to decide once you approach them with your ask. They may ask more of you.
It is a bit... Go ahead.
Children are precious to their parents.
I'm well aware of that.
Yes. I know you are, yes.
I must admit, the Northlands customs are very strange. I am from the Sundermist Tips, and when we have guests, we do not ask them for favors or tasks, but allow them to leisure. I'm not complaining, but it is quite a culture shock. Maybe my stomach isn't quite right still.
It is rather unsurprising. The Celians, from what I know, are quite a barbaric people. At least that's what Choka told me.
We are not barbaric. Though I'm not directly Sicilian.
Are you not? I thought you were a child.
Short
And
dwarf.
here we go.
However, a well-fed one, but I suppose that explains why they welcomed you so quickly.
Would also explain the beard.
I thought that was a scarf.
I am taken aback. I am a dwarf. A mountain dwarf at that, though there aren't as many of us in these parts. Just because I am short does not mean I am a fat child.
I don't know what a dwarf is, but I suppose you look like one.
I mean, I don't know what you are, to be exact. You look like a very large insect.
That is very close.
That's what the Skavius clansmen said when they saw me last. So I suppose whatever that is, I must look like it.
Have you not seen an insect too?
I don't know what that is, but I imagine no.
Oh no. You need to go out more.
From where I'm from, the young crush insects, but you are a quite large one, so don't worry, I won't crush you, but it's definitely interesting.
Well, with me not being a bug and you not being a child, I suppose that issue shouldn't arise, should it?
I suppose so. May I ask what you guys are here for, if you don't mind me asking?
Freeze.
Like I said, I'm on a pilgrimage. I follow Our Lady of the Death, and this just seemed like a good spot to start. I know my forefathers used to have quite a stronghold around here. So it'd be interesting to find any sort of Minotaur ruins.
Well, I won't say much in case they're listening, but I'm heading to the Slumbering Peaks.
And how about you? You say your name was Sinan? You're quite
Shannon.
quiet. Shannon, I am so sorry. You were quite quiet.
Well, it would be presumptuous to lay one's plans out to recently met folk. However, I'm, as you can see, and he'll grab a piece of where it had the house anima symbol on his cloak. Just a seeker of knowledge.
Interesting.
You seem to ask many questions. Twelgrim, was it? What are you doing all the way out here?
Me, I'm just helping out clans in the area. Anybody who needs help, really. I'm quite a bit of a wanderer right now.
And you don't have a home?
I do have a home, but I've decided to leave it for a little while.
Anything happen to make you leave?
Things have happened, but I wish not to discuss it at this time.
It's fair. Come, this bread is actually quite good. Surprising for this frigid land to make decent wheat.
There's certainly a lot of food.
Silent Stag. Shannon. Laka. You see Estrid stand up, looking over at your table, curiously, as you're chatting. She's gonna slowly start to make her way towards you.
Does she want?
Well, Gustradh, the Desinins of the Northlands are renowned for their feasting.
Yes, it's learning quite a bit on this journey. Thankfully, we're on solid land. Hopefully, following these children doesn't require us to go sailing again.
Do you not like waters? Follower of the matron. She looks at Gustradh.
He'll kind of be taken aback because he wasn't aware that someone was walking up and look at Estrid and just say, just not familiar with it. My stomach hasn't caught up, but I'm sure that I'll be able to get my sea legs, as they say. I've stayed very close to the mountains for a very long time.
If you need a quick cure to calm your gut, dip some of that bread in the ale and chew away. Fill your belly. You'll feel better.
I'll take that into account. I am abstaining from the drink for right now, but I will dip it in water and we'll see how that goes.
It might not have the same effect. That's okay.
Maybe I'll try it someday. But for right now, I'm pretty stubborn with my ways. Almost, as they say, like a bull.
Each one of your kind that I've met has been the same. That's quite alright. Since you've given yourself to the matron, what about the rest of you? Are you also followers of the Raven?
I've seen many ravens, but I don't believe they would be the ones you were speaking of.
No.
I'm not a follower of the Raven either. Just a friend, here to help.
She looks over at Silent Stag. I've heard of your kind, but I haven't met any in person. This is quite interesting for me. But I do know some about you. How long ago did you awaken? Or is that too presumptuous of me to ask?
Isn't too terribly long. I can't quite precisely count how long. I've had a hard time counting years. You lose track of them.
You call yourself a stag. Is the stag the first thing that you saw when you woke up?
Perhaps not the first.
Just
My name was different before.
the most exciting, then.
Most impactful.
She looks over at Till. Something wrong?
Not at all. I'm merely resting.
That is excellent to hear, and remember, you rest in our warmth right now. We are happy to give it to you.
I'm well aware of whose fire this is.
Next time you look at the Jarl cross, I will end your life where you stand. Don't forget this. She's gonna walk away.
Look at the Jarl cross. I've no idea what that means.
If she means, look at the Jarl with your eyes two or three different ways.
I knew your character would understand it.
Don't think I have ever done that to anybody.
Well, you must have. You must have done it once.
While we are in their halls, it would be to thine benefit to partake upon their customs, especially those of respect.
Well, I know not what those customs are, but they didn't consider mine.
Tell us the customs.
Well, I suppose for starters, we don't bow to men.
Oh, I see. That's why. Okay. I don't think I was ever informed of that.
Well, that would be because you never got close enough to the hive.
Again, you never let me.
It was not my choice.
You just said that before.
The answer has not changed.
No, it hasn't changed for a very long time.
That is correct.
Love that you have a Lieutenant and a Goganthy who have like no cultural sense in the middle of the Jarl's hall.
Shannon will pull a
We don't know any.
journal, like little notebook out of his cloak pocket and make a couple notes, just slightly smirking.
Gustradh will continue to dip his bread into water and eat it, and kind of just have a look on his face like he's not really enjoying it, but he'll try anything.
All right. Is there a point to have all this food?
Why, of course, to eat it and enjoy it.
Well, I'm pretty hungry, so yes.
I mean, you did empty your stomach after we got off the boat, so...
I don't know what you're talking about.
I told you should have had some of my ale. You would have been fine.
Next time. Gustradh will definitely be not visibly, a little visibly antsy of like wanting to get to the next task.
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready, head south to the Grey Hall and you'll find the stables.
As we walk over, I will kind of pull Torgrim aside and ask him, I need a favor.
A favor, you say?
You said we were friends, and it's not anything big, but when we're out in the following the children of the Jarl, I just need you to have their attention for just a couple seconds. It'll be over quickly. There's no harm. I just want to use my holy senses on them and check a hunch.
Gustradh has candy.
Torgrim being visibly confused, like he has actually just confusion on his face, is like, this seems like you want to cast a spell or a curse on them.
I would just channel through my lady to see if I can sense any evil. I've heard some nasty rumors about one of the daughters, and I'll let you in on this, but make sure you to keep it between us that there might have been some unsavory magic during her birth.
Well, seeing as you are the same faith, it seems, as the Jarl, I suppose I could do this for you.
Yes, it shouldn't be too much of a lift, and there will be nothing as a result. I'm just looking for information and answers.
Fair enough. And it will cost you a favor in the future.
Done.
I agree to your terms. And at that, Torgrim would continue on to the stables.
He's gonna make you eat wet bread. So you head out of the Great Hall where the feasting continues on into the day. Heading south to the stables.
Just down here.
So coming all the way here.
This certainly look comfortable.
So as you arrive at the adjacent stockade, you find two young women standing next to rotting horses, waiting very impatiently. The eldest, Casa. She's tall with red hair. Red hair is coiled about her face in braids. She introduces herself as Casa. Next to her is her younger sister. The younger sister looks maybe 8 or 9 years old. This is Roona. Roona has long hair, which covers most of her face, but you can see a red birthmark from her left ear to her chin. One of her eyes is blue, and then the other eye is pale green. As you all enter the stockades, you can see they've prepared their horses. Casa, the eldest, turns, seeing the five of you walk in, with a very teenage-like, "Finally, we've been waiting for so long to get out there. The frozen berries won't pick themselves."
Of course.
But they will certainly wait.
Shannon will bow.
Yes, I have no status save for my birth. I have achieved nothing. You have no need to bow to me, though I appreciate it. Unfortunately, we only have 2 horses, so the 5 of you will have to walk.
It's good to stretch my legs after such a long journey. I have no quarrel with that.
Roona kind of gets behind her bigger sister a little bit, looks very shy, very bashful. It's okay, Roona. These are Dad's friends. Our father wouldn't allow any adventurers, any nobodies to protect us.
Yep.
Certainly not. That'd be a terrible mistake.
Would one of you strapping warriors help Roona into her saddle, please? Casa leaps onto her horse.
Torgrim, being very small, would attempt to help her up onto her horse.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh gosh.
Gorgon picks up Roona under her armpits and starts to lift her up, and he just can't get, he's too short, he can't get high enough to get her up there. Cassa laughs on the top of her horse. The mighty warriors can't even help a little girl mount her steed.
Bit of a short warrior.
Shannon
Yes.
will step forward and help Torgrim.
To help for 12 to get Roona up onto her horse. Very well. Are you ready to disembark?
After you.
Cassa takes the lead and Roona follows close behind as the gates open. And they start to step out into Vartangard. As they do, the horses travel at a trot. And they begin to, you make your way outside of Vartangard to the southern meadow. Making your way out as you do, Cassa, she looks a little bashful, but she gives slight nods, slight waves to the other Vartangardians that are going about their day as they all stop. And you can tell that the people that are here, they know who the two sisters are, and they give them a high respect as they pass. So Cassa waves. Erenel still looks very shy, very bashful, very picks up her head. It's almost like her horse just follows Cassa's out of memory. But you make your way outside of Vartangard, going towards a southern meadow. You can see the timbers forest edge in front of you. You walk for about 10 minutes or so outside of the city, and as you do, you see some muddy tracks ahead of you. In these muddy tracks, there's an armed group of warriors that are riding your way. The warriors, their horses move slow, as if the horses are pretty exhausted from long riding, and you can see the horses are covered with mud from the hard travel. As they do, you can, Cassa recognizes them, and she gets excited. She kicks ahead. Catch up. The group approaches slowly, much slowly as Cassa moves ahead a bit. You can see there's an older Saline with a red mustache. The red mustache hangs down below his beard. His furs are dirty, but they are well made, and he has a sense of importance about him, even though looks like he's been through a very long ride. This is him. Next to him is a much younger Saline, maybe in his late teens, closer to the age of Cassa, and as they approach, you can see Cassa and this young Saline lock eyes and look at each other. The Saline here has a very similar bone structure as the older mustache Saline, so you picture that he might be a son. The Saline. And then behind them both, you see the side of a Trollkin with loose furs and chipped tusks. The Trollkin has purplish blue hair and skin, and he looks rather annoyed, but falls into place behind the other two Saline as they stop. The oldest Saline calls out as you all approach it. "Oh there! Where are you all bound?" Cassa looks back as almost as if she's not supposed to speak.
Mine and mine companions would have to be traveling to pick frostberries.
The meadows then. Well, keep an eye out for an outlaw by the name of Sty the Disgusting. Tall, dark-haired, with a scar across his chin that looks like a snake's tail. Rumor has it, he may have fallen in with the witch Syl. So we're out here riding the muck for today, looking for the disgusting in the disgusting. And he gives a chuckle.
That meant to be a joke.
I do my best. The young Saline. "Hello, Cassa. You look very pretty today." And they look at each other and they smile. You can tell that the world around them is just like gone. They ignore everything around them. But then the troll behind, ladies, out for a morning ride. Must be proud warriors who escort little girls to pick berries. Fine warriors' work indeed, for only the best warriors under Wolvig.
I can assure you that we're not here for a stroll. We're merely guiding these harvesters to their preferred harvesting spot. You're thinking too much into it.
He smiles and chuckles. I meant no offense. Picking berries is work only for the bravest and strongest. Olver gives him an eye, and he quiets down. Everything all right at Vartungard? We haven't been there for many days.
For now, everything seems to be fine. Jarl Olaf is there currently, too.
The Jarl seems to be keeping his people very busy. I'm sure he'll have other tasks just like this for you.
Jarl Olaf should return to Torvard. My son is a much better match than his.
I see you don't get along with him very well.
One should not wed their daughters for political gain.
Isn't that what all of the Jarls do in the Northlands?
It is a practice, yes, but not one that I think is worthy.
I'd like to look at Casa just to see her reaction. Is this something that is related to her?
She
Like this
is,
conversation.
when you look over at her, she's so, like, swooning over Alec that she doesn't really pay attention to what Bolvar is saying.
Okay.
Do you happen to be a Jarl as well, then?
I was meant to be the Tannist for Rook Shadow till she took my place, but I still serve it as honorably and loyally as I can.
I don't know what a Tannist is, but it appears to be something of quite a high stature.
Think of it as the second in command under the Jarl or the clan.
And she took this from you?
Track behind him says, she bested him. Her skill is unmatched. Yes. It was glorious to watch. Isn't that right, Bolvar? Bolvar scoffs. The Unshamed earns his name by not knowing when to shut up.
That's okay. There's no shame in losing to a woman. They're much more fierce than we are.
Oh, I don't
Yes, that's
don't worry about her gender. I worry about her skill. She's a cheat.
Well, she must have bested you. So her skill must be more than yours, is it not?
She threw mud in my eyes. Cheater.
Then
You make rules where mud cannot be used to ensure survival?
We didn't fight for the death.
Then perhaps next time the two of you fight, you tell her no mud allowed. Seems like she must have bested you with her skills.
That is what it is. And now they want to prevent my strapping young lad here from marrying true love. It does not matter. Jarl will do as he wishes, and I will support him till my end. For my word.
can I insight if he's seeming to be truthful that he'll support?
Sure. A 20. He said it a little bit tongue in cheek. But with the 20, you can pick up that he is not happy at all about it. You're not sure if he would like just right away do it, but he is definitely unsatisfied in his position.
Okay. Just file away. Just continue.
Be sure to not stay out too long, girls. Get your frost berries and make sure to be back by tomorrow. We feast.
Gustradh will look quizzically. Tomorrow? That long?
Yes, we feast tomorrow in honor of more of the Oakhammer coming in from Torvard. And the giving away of Cass's hand in marriage. You might have seen it, the Jarls currently discuss what Tenfeather will receive for giving his hand of his daughter away. They might have talked about giving ox or land, but I'm sure they are negotiating as we speak.
Well, it's none of my business. But I will be happy to be around for the party.
As will I.
It was good to see you, Cassa, says Alec. Hope to see you tomorrow. And he winks. And it's a very noticeable wink. Cassa smiles. Olvar shouts, "We'll be off! Ember, be careful for the disgusting and the witch. Be safe. Be back before light's end." And they ride past. Leaving you all at the fork in the road, going to the meadow. Cassa looks over her shoulder, watches as Alec rides off, and then she just immediately kicks her horse. She starts to head towards the meadow. As Roona follows. Right.
Well, I feel like the one in the back was certainly trying to insult us.
This music might be a little low. You might have to turn up on your ambience.
Ambiance?
Ambiance.
Or playlist, sorry. You arrive at the meadows. The air is chilled from this open area. You see snow-covered trees surrounding this meadow, with small red frosted berries poking out from the grounds and small bushes. The two girls disembark from their horse, tie it to a tree, and begin to walk around, picking the berries as they do. Leaving the five of you to watch.
I will nudge Torgrim and give him the nod.
Torgrim is gonna gather a bunch of snow, make a few snowballs, kind of like holding them in his arm. And as he sees Gustradh go over there, he's gonna start throwing snowballs at Cassa and Roona in a fun, playful way.
So as you pelt Cass in the back of the head, she turns around and she smiles at you and she gives this like wicked, mischievous smirk. She starts to just scoop up snowballs and starts to run at you.
I do not want to be in the middle of this.
As she does, she looks at Roona. "Come on, Roona. Pick up some snow." And Roona looks a little shy and she picks up a snowball and throws it like 6 inches. Cass is just full on jumping around, throwing snowballs at Torgrim as you go.
Gustradh will be kind of just behind a tree, but being able to look out at the meadow and take out his holy symbol of a raven carved in from stone and channel divine sense.
You look to see if there's any celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. Roona is a fiend.
Okay. I will note that away.
As soon as you finish your divine sense and you look around, you see it start creeping out of the bushes. Saber-toothed tiger, its jaws agape, its shoulders bob as it paces with burning amber eyes fixed on its target. Its target is a little girl, easy to get, Roona. A low rumbling growl emits from its chest as its lips flare over its fangs, and it bends low. You can see its striped fur mixing with the surrounding foliage before it begins its pounce. And we're going to roll initiative from your current positions.
Moved over there. I should have moved myself over there. Saw the spot. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I have no idea what I just did.
Torgrim explodes.
I cast Fireball.
So as the saber-tooth tiger comes outside of these bushes, I think it's a good time to take a quick little 2-minute break, because I'm out of beer.
Sounds good.
So chat, we'll be
Oh,
right back.
boy.
Quick little break. We'll come back. We'll see if the saber-tooth tiger can attack. And now Gustradh has figured out that she is a fiend. We'll see you in a bit. No, I'm about to unmute your mics. Mics unmuted. As everyone gets back from break, we'll jump into combat. I got new combat music too. I'm pretty happy to use it. Oh, new combat music.
That sounds awesome. I'm excited.
But I saw everyone spread out from the snowballs. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know what the hell happened. Like, an hour before the game, my head has been just imploding.
I got a headache.
Yeah, I haven't had a migraine in like 6 months.
That sucks.
And of course it happens tonight.
Yeah. As soon as everyone spread out, I was looking at it as like, There's no one on that side to protect Roona.
That's totally not my fault. I wasn't looking for my own berries at all.
You can't pick them if you want to. Just say, screw the
Just
girl.
ignore the encounter and just like, hey, I'm here for berries.
Pick some berries.
I'm picking berries. I'm not protecting these children.
There's always another child.
Thanks, Ragnar. The first half is always like a lot of me talking. It's because I'm introducing a bazillion NPCs.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. We get to meet all your lovely NPCs.
I promise to be a lot more vocal next week.
Very good.
We're also learning each other.
True.
This is about as vocal as Till will probably be for a couple sessions. She is not a talkative individual.
It's because she's been quite talkative.
Not for my standards of characters, might I add. But yes,
That is fair. You know what? That is fair.
normally I never shut up.
I'm corporeal scry.
Exactly.
You want me to do it? I'll do it.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone's back. Let's do some combat.
Oh boy.
Alright, so the saber-tooth tiger has emerged from the tree line, is looking directly at Roona, about to pounce. Till is up first.
Yeah, Till, as soon as the Sabertooth shows up, her like antennae kind of like shake a little bit as she like picks up the sound and realizes there's a threat, and just immediately gets up onto her legs. Using her small hand, she draws out her bow, and she'll move over to get between her who she's supposed to protect. She'll move her 30 feet over here, and then she's going to draw an arrow and let it loose. And as it flies, you can see like a bunch of like brambles and vines kind of like growing on the arrow as she casts Entangle.
Nice. Ooh, okay.
Oh, I like that animation. Concentration.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, so she'll need to it'll need to make a strength check, hopefully low.
Go for that little back part. You see how the concentration now like hovers over the token? That's from 9.0 Foundry.
Oh,
We're on
nice.
9.0 now. Strength save. Ooh, just beat it.
Oh,
All right, so she's not the thing's not restrained, but it does move as though it's difficult terrain through the entanglement.
Still good.
Yeah, and that'll be me, I think.
So Casa, seeing this, she's going to pull out a club from her back pocket, whip it around, looks towards Roona and the saber-tooth tiger. She's going to step here, like defending her sister, and she's going to take dodge action. Jonin.
I get to say it. Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
and then I started blasting.
Oh, the crit to kick out the campaign. Boom.
All right, guys, DPK time.
Eldritch Blast slams into the saber-tooth tiger for 14 force damage.
Blessed campaign.
You say that now.
So that's 40 to get to there. And then the dash action to get to there. The saber-tooth tiger fights through the entanglement. Large gushing wound from the right shoulder from running through the Eldritch Blast. And she gets to be 5 feet away from Till. Silent Stag.
All right. The stag will move. Just in range of Roona. To be in. Can I go around her? I believe I can. I think I can go around her?
Yeah.
Okay. And then... Alright.
Oh, you're right. I didn't turn on battle music. I failed.
Here's the fun part. Alright. I will cast Hunter's Mark on the saber-tooth
Check out the
tiger.
Hunter's Mark animation.
Ooh,
Wow.
that's cool.
Wow, wow, wow. and I will fire my longbow at the big kitty.
22 hits.
And then plus a d6. No. Lovely. And then plus the 1.
You got it? But it's cool because you can see when I like deduct health from them too, right? You see like the little negatives? That's pretty cool.
Alright.
Anything else?
She'll just keep her bow at the ready and be prepared.
Roona is terrified. She cries out,
No! Away with you!
Gustradh.
Well, cat's out of the bag. I will use my action to dash and get to use this really cool Minotaur ability that I didn't get an icon for yet. Gore, which gives me the ability to use my horn attack as a bonus action.
Nice.
And I'll unstrap my claymore as well. Like, that's what I have in my hand.
Okay. Oh.
I'll use my advantage.
Oh, you got it.
I know, there we go.
8 slash.
That'll be my turn.
You rush up, jam your horns into the saber-toothed tiger. Kind of side looking at Roona as you run past. Orgrim.
Torgrim, being distracted by doing a snowball fight, will run up to the saber-tooth and he'll make a swing.
The 10 misses.
That's unfortunate. Still distracted by snowball fighting.
Still at the top of the round before you go, see another saber-toothed tiger emerging from the tree line to your south, at your southeast.
They're all gonna come from behind us now.
And it rolled very poorly on initiative. Tilza.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, Tilt is gonna rush over here to get between Silent Stag, Roona, and the Sabertooth, and then she's gonna draw back her bow and just take a normal shot at Sabertooth down here.
There's a prophet jumping in, giving advantage to everyone else that doesn't have it. Everyone has advantage. What's up, prophet?
Thank you, thank you.
And then as the arrow makes contact, Till uses her favorite foe feature.
You shot at this one, right?
So the one down there, yeah. So she gets to, for free, once per turn, do an extra d4 of damage. So for an extra 4 for 8 in total on the bottom Sabertooth.
Very nice. I think the new combat music.
It's dope.
Good.
Pretty cool.
Pretty great.
Good.
Casa steps up in front of her sister and takes the dodge action again.
Let's see.
Shannon. I had you hidden behind my tracker and I couldn't find you. I was like, where'd you go?
That one seems to be pretty locked down. So we are not going to Eldritch Blast. We're going to Guiding Bolt. The other guy.
Also a great animation. Is it crit? Oh, okay. I thought I saw a crit. Boom!
Nice.
12 hits for 12 radiant damage.
And the next attack on it has advantage.
Let's go, Sabertooth! So the one that hit was Gustradh with his horns, so the Sabertooth Tiger is going to attempt to bite Gustradh. Oh, fuck. I thought I crit you. I was like, no!
Oh, that would have been very close to downing me.
14 miss.
Yeah, that misses.
Silent Stag.
All right. with the hunter's mark on that one, I will. Wait, let me just check real quick. So many options. Is that concentration?
Honors is concentration, yeah.
Well, yes, I know that.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Just trying to help.
What spell?
I would like to cast Sanctuary on Roona. Oop. Oh, it doesn't show an animation, it's fine. Cast Sanctuary on Roona, and then I will take a shot at the one that I have marked.
Okay.
Oh.
10
Fun.
misses.
Yep. Oh no, not this again. I don't want to go back to noticing.
Roona
Alright.
kind of ducks and hides behind Casa. Looks very, very frightened. Gustradh.
All right, we're gonna target the guy in front of me and make an attack. The claymore.
16 hit.
Ooh.
Oh, 10. Saber-tooth tiger is bloody.
Yeah, that will be my turn.
Torgrim's gonna use his greatsword to attack the Sabertooth, and hopefully hit it this time.
That's definitely a hit.
We all got some cool purple dice.
As you slice through the saber-tooth tiger with that 10 damage, the tiger looks very rough. Still standing, but it's on death's door.
And Torgrim will move to the other side of it and end my turn.
Saber tiger leaps at Torgrim. The best part is you move just close enough to where I can't pounce you. Smart move. A claw! That's definitely a miss.
Nope.
Top of the round goes to Till.
Yeah, Till is going to shoot her her bow and arrow at the Sabertooth from earlier.
Did the combat music stop?
Oh no.
Just got it.
Refresh. Okay, I'll just refresh.
Is a 15 enough to hit?
15 hits.
Awesome. And we'll top that off with some favorite foe for 15 in total.
15 and 2. Good damage on the tiger. Casta does the same. Shannon.
Let's see, I'll move a little closer. Blast the one by Gustradh.
Boom! 24 hits, and the 9 force damage drops the cat. Cat falls in the snow next to you.
Alright.
Silent
Okay.
stag.
So using the bonus action, I will transfer the hunter's mark over to the other tiger and fire a shot at them.
Okay.
Actually gonna use an elven arrow.
Ooh.
Why not? Let's see if I hit.
12 hits.
Hey, fantastic. And then the extra 4, and I believe the elven arrows do bleed.
One stack of
the
bleed.
target.
Got it. 1 feet for the bleed.
Yeah. There.
The arrow holds true. It cuts into the side of the saber-tooth tiger's mouth and gets stuck in between its fang. You can see it sticking out of its mouth as its mouth starts to just, it bleeds from the tongue. Roona continues to be scared. Gustradh.
Come around and swing again with his big old claymore.
8 misses.
Unfortunate.
You have advantage if you want to use it.
I'll
you
hold
save
on to
it?
that advantage.
Okay.
I already burned one.
Torgrim.
Torgrim's just gonna swing.
16's definitely hit as you slash the tiger. The 8 slash damage, the tiger is bloody.
Nice. And that's my turn.
Retaliation, the tiger's going to try to claw toward.
Ooh, and that does hit.
19 for 10 slash. Leaps up, cuts Torgrim across the cheek and the chest. Up of the round to Till.
Yeah, Till's gonna get down onto one knee, and as she extends the drawstring to go for another arrow, she's trying to aim for the back thigh so that it can't jump in another pounce, and I'm going for non-lethal damage.
Okay. The 18 hits, 13 damage. Knocks the saber-tooth tiger unconscious. Does anyone else want to kill the saber-tooth, or do you want to let it go? You want to let it lie there unconscious?
Torgrim, if nobody else is gonna kill it, Torgrim would kill it.
Well, on my turn, I won't unleash another Eldritch Blast, but I will heal Torgrim.
Torgrim heals for 2. I need to make a animation for that.
Stagger, are you gonna do anything?
Just say, if we really want to, we could speak with it. All right, I don't think anyone wants to do that. And we'll just concede that.
Okay. Roona.
And just have that out in the air. That's a choice.
Roona passes. Gustradh.
Gustradh will look at Till and just be like, why not finish it off?
Am I allowed to respond when it's not my turn?
Yep.
Okay. It's merely doing what it was born to do. It doesn't mean ill will. We can let it go.
It would have killed you.
But it didn't.
Well, I might.
Unless you plan to eat an entire saber-tooth. I don't think we need to kill it.
Death comes for us all. I'll end my turn.
Torgrim.
Torgrim's gonna kill it because he is going to. He's gonna eat it.
Torgrim
Bring it back for
drives
the
his great sword into it. Oh! It just wrecks it. With a crit for 20. Killing the saber-tooth tiger. That's combat.
Torgrim with.
You are barbaric.
Hey, it's food.
If you'd like, you can say a prayer with me, Till, to the Matron of Ravens. Make sure that the soul of this saber-tooth makes it safely to Bedoma.
Well, I don't know who that is, but I will ensure that the Life Giver will make sure it goes to its rightful place in rest.
Over on her own, Stag will just lower her head for a moment and in silence.
Gustradh does not really return any sort of conversation to Till because he's just like, what the hell are you talking about, man? But to give you an olive branch, he will take out his stone raven and say a quiet prayer for the 2 slain beasts, that their souls make it to Bedoma.
Till will watch in some form of fascination, but she'll try to hide it since she has no idea what the hell is happening right now.
Shannon is going to glance back over at Roona and pull out his little journal and start scribbling some notes. And keeping one eye on it, as fixated on her as she can.
Once Gustradh is done with whatever he's doing, Till is going to set up the saber-tooth do this to both of them, and basically have it where her lower set of hands, she covers the eyes of the creature, and then with her main hands, she'll pull out her quantrill, and she'll start to like skin the beast, and then she'll ask for Stag to assist in like removing the skin and preparing them.
I will assist.
Is everyone okay? That's directed at the Casa and Roona.
Casa puts her arm around Roona. Yeah, we're fine. Thank you. You are all well versed in combat.
I am happy that the company that I keep is at least well versed in their weaponry. I did not know that such a young girl had quite a big voice.
Oh, don't mind, sister. When she gets scared, her vocal cords, they like contract and she gets very loud.
Yes, I'm sure your mother probably yelled at you quite often for having such a loud voice. Where is she?
Oh, she's in Vartangard. She doesn't really enjoy the feasts. She usually hangs back.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting her, but the danger seems to have passed, and do not worry. We will keep you safe.
Almost like a switch just went off. Roona goes from being terrified to being happy, and then she starts to like prance around the snow, picking frostberries. This is like nothing happened to her.
Does she react to the two dead bloody sabers tooths on the ground?
Yeah, she just goes about almost like a happy kid at daycare, just jumping through the snow, picking frostberries. Casa sort of moves around her, protecting her.
Gustradh will be a little stunned at the sudden change.
Stag will just keep an eye out on the surrounding forest, just in case there's any other surprises.
Yeah. After skinning the two saber-tooths from like the neck down, Till will remove their heads from their bodies and like place them face up, so they're like looking at the sky. And then she'll, after collecting or attempting to collect the arrows that Stag and herself shot, she'll start like carving off chunks of the meat so they can like at least get as much out of the beasts as possible, instead of just wasting the food. Yeah,
Torgrim would help with that.
She's not okay with that, but she'll let you.
Easy to do. You guys take 10 minutes or so, carefully scanning and carving as the girls run around picking frostberries.
Gustradh will kind of slowly walk up to the heads and try to lodge out a tooth, and just kind of making sure he's aware of his party members to see if they take offense to it.
You kneel down, take your blade and knock out a tooth. Does anyone react to him taking a tooth?
Shannon is focused mostly on Roona, but also just scanning as much as he can, but he's occasionally taking notes, watching the little girl.
John, in your tether sense, when you get close to Roona, it starts to go off. And it never went off beforehand, but now it's started to go off. It's starting to vibrate the bond.
Can I do an Arcana to get like a better sense of what I feel?
Sure. $19's pretty good. It's almost like, so you'll pick up, it's necromancy, and it's almost like something is looking out through her at you. It feels like you're being watched by something, but Roona is looking away from you. Roona stops, and she stands abruptly, and she turns at all of you, and her eyes go pitch black. And as she does, you hear, as she speaks,
A storm is coming to sweep all away. Father will die from bloodied ice. The raven calls for us all.
and right after she finishes that, she turns, like nothing happened. Demeanor completely shifts. She skips off, picking more berries.
Gustradh will pocket the tooth and slowly get up and walk over to Casa. Before we start talking, I'll allow other people to react.
Now, would I be familiar with anything that could possess something like a little girl like this? Like either curses or
Oh yeah, there's
something familiar with Jarl, with the Jarl himself.
So you would know offhand curses could do it. There's certain hexes. It could be something because like a poltergeist or like a ghost has went inside of her. Maybe a hag is looking through her or like a witch. But you definitely get the sense that something has possessed or taken control of this little girl.
Torgrim's gonna stand up and turn around in the middle of his carving and be like, "What the heck was that?"
I will step closer to the rest of the group. I think it would be to thine benefit to seek this witch Syl. Something.
What would the witch have to do with this child?
Perhaps she is cursed, hexed in some way. I cannot discern. But the closest thing that I'm aware of, at least in the passing of Bolvar and his comrades, be the mention of the disgusting and the witch. Perhaps they be related.
Would it not just be easier to remove the child? They can always make another.
And you didn't want to kill Sabretooth?
The Sabretooth has done nothing wrong. Humans, on the other hand, are barbaric.
You have much to learn, Golganthi.
Gustradh will walk over to Casa and just tell her, but seems like you and your sister have had quite a day. Why don't you go over there and pick some berries, and we'll come join you in a little bit.
I know what you think. Says Casa to you. But
And what do I think?
You could not tell Father what little Roona has said today.
Has she said something like this before?
Many times, but only in private.
Has the message changed?
It's been the same for a few months now. If you tell him, I'm afraid of what will happen to her. She's my sister. I can't harm her. It's not her fault.
No, I don't think this was her choice, but she needs you now. Why don't you go over there and comfort her?
I will agree only on one condition. Perhaps you might have insight into where this curse may derive. Perhaps we may speak upon returning to your father's halls.
Ever since she was born and she could speak, she would have these bouts whenever she was angry. She would take on that voice and prophecies would spill from her mouth. Father is either unaware or doesn't care. But as it's gotten worse in the town, the other Vartangardians have heard her speak in this way. The whispers, they spread. And I worry that if I were to be sent to Torvard with the Oakhammer clan, that none would be here to protect her. But I
And
will
what of
watch
your
over her.
mother? Is she?
She's also prone to these strange spells, these strange bouts. Although she's learned to control it more. Now when it overtakes her, she's learned to cover her mouth or to bite down on a stick or to leave. Almost like she can feel it coming, like a pain. Now she hides alone most days.
And what of this witch Syl? Could that be related in any way?
The one they call Syl helped to deliver Roona in birth. And since Roona was born, she was praised for saving them both.
Did this witch have any contact with your mother before? Mayhaps in her own childhood?
I don't know. I know she used to be a proud member of the Great Hall for a time until she decided to leave. Now she lives out in the wilds.
I doth propose that we seek this witch out at some point in our stay. I postulate that may be the source of this curse.
Cass is going to walk away and put her arm around her sister and then look back at you. You can see a little tear trickle down Cass's cheek. She looks very worried.
We won't always be there to protect her.
We can try, though.
Gustradh will walk over to the group. I assume they were all in earshot of what Casa could say.
Yeah, it's pretty safe bet, yeah.
As long as they're and far enough away out of earshot but able to see them, Gustradh will say, like I said before, I've been on somewhat of a pilgrimage and traveled many areas. One of the things that you pick up when you travel are tales you hear. One of the tales that I heard before coming here is that the Jarl Tenfeather's daughter was born, and midwives were afraid that both the child and the mother were going to die. And one of the midwives used unhonorable magics to aid in that birth. I was very surprised that a group that followed the Matron of Ravens would stoop to such magic, something of necrotic bounds, that I had to see it for myself. Unsure that even the Jarl knows about it, but I'm not making any guesses. And then he'll look to Shannon and say, you've picked up on quite a bit without knowing much. I tip my horns to you.
Shannon will nod.
Is this going to change?
Well,
I would like to take a good scan around, specifically to see if I can, maybe pick out a familiar. It's
Deception check.
yeah, like an off-putting raven, like something like that. Ugh.
You have advantage, but a 10.
I will use that advantage.
Okay.
I'd also tell them that I've sensed a fiend in her.
So with the 10. Shannon looks around, having a general idea of what he might be facing. On this rock, strangely enough, is a spider about the size of your hand that is sort of perched up on its 8 legs and is staring directly at you. Right there.
Alright, we'll walk to about there and just look at it.
Kind of looks at you. And it scurries a bit towards you, stopping right at the base of the rock. You make a
I
spider real
will
quick. Spider.
take another 5-foot step towards it. Does my tether sense give me anything?
Let's put a spider there.
Tiny.
It is magical. Conjuration.
Tis as I feared. And I will pop out my journal and make a note.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but often when the hive has a putrid egg, we bring it down and then we remove those who made that egg. Perhaps both the child and that mother, you called it. We might need to head back to town and hunt it down. Make sure that any future eggs of the hive, I suppose it's a Vartangard, could be a hive. Make sure that no more of them spread. Could weaken them. Perhaps that's why your raven has sent us.
Till, from what I know from humans, I don't believe.
Before you can finish your
Function.
sentence, stag.
Oh boy. We just left them all the way over there.
I need all 5 of you to roll initiative.
No.
Combat music.
I was gonna make a very paranoid statement. Very
Oh,
educated paranoid statement.
he's privately running. We really did just leave them all the way over
tell
there.
about wanting to kill children, but not wanting to kill a saber-tooth.
Why kill the
same
child when we could
deal.
just go kill the witch?
So the only person with a high enough perception to see this coming is Stag. This is a surprise round. Stag and the people that they are facing. Top right corner.
Oh, lovely.
The faint snap of a branch breaks in the tree line, which catches Stag's attention. And she looks up and she can see 4 burly men, well armed and armored, crouching in the shadows. They hold large great axes. As they look and they see that you notice them, they're going to attack. So Till is caught unaware. This is a dash. Gustradh is unaware. This is a dash. This is a dash. Shannon is unaware.
Can I
Organs unaware?
still say, as I was walking over, what I was gonna say before?
Yeah, you want to start your turn? Yeah.
Yeah, just on my turn.
Yeah.
It would be safe to assume that somebody is watching. Somebody don't be watching us.
And then just go run it out of the forest.
That's what I was gonna say, because of the familiar.
It stags up.
I'm just finishing my sentences. Till I don't think they're the same culture as I. I'm right all the way over to the 2 girls over here. And just get out of their general area. Oh boy, I'm the only one who could do things. What do I want to do? How long does Mark last? An hour. Do I still have Hunter's Mark?
Yep.
Ooh, thank you.
Got a bonus action, move it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna police
Alright,
servitude out of here too. Oh, space.
Just
Difficult terrain.
just double checking D. It's alright.
This is just
Hunter's
blood
Mark is
sucks
just-
now. Just bonus action to move it to anything you want to.
Yeah, just weapons. Yeah. It's just weapon attacks. Just double checking.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll move Hunter's Mark over to here. Onto this guy. Here. We'll do the fancy thing.
Bwah.
That one there. Yeah. And then I will fire a shot over that way.
12 just misses.
Unsurprising with what I do and all. I'll just move up in front of Roona and end my turn.
Okay. Dash.
Hello, sir.
Top of the round, Dill.
Well, Stag, it looks like I'm not the only one with these opinions. She'll respond as you run off. I'm gonna go over here, and then she's gonna pull out another arrow, and she's gonna notch it, and then as it flies, you can again see the roots and barbed wire kind of thing go on the arrow she casts Entangle.
Very nice.
So the three of them gotta do strength checks.
The one on the far left fails.
Then he would be restrained, and the others are just in rough terrain.
So he's going to try to make a strength check to free himself. And that's his turn. Gustradh. He's broken free from his vines, but he's still standing on the entanglement. It hits. 5 slash.
Sorry, was muted. Yep, that'll be my turn.
He breaks out of the vines. As soon as he breaks out, he just gets sliced across the chest. He's gonna step up, take a swing with his great axe at Gustradh.
That'll
7.
miss.
Gonna step out of the entangle, take a swing at Torgrim. Yeah.
Does not hit.
Shannon.
I will do a Vincent from Pulp Fiction as Silent Stag runs off and whip around, see the guy, and not target myself. Seeing that he is close range.
8 misses.
Do absolutely nothing.
Torgrim.
Torgrim's going to take an attack at the one that just attacked him.
Just 17 hits. Ooh, good damage. 13 slash.
And then I'm actually going to Action Surge.
Let's go. I got you an axe surge graphic too.
To go up.
I haven't seen a cast in the chat yet.
For some reason, I had no
Nope,
use.
there it is.
But there we go.
Wow.
That's really cool. And I'm going to make another swing at him.
With a big swing. That's it. That's another 12 damage.
Nice. And that will be my turn.
Silent Stag. There is a traitor right in your face.
Why, hello there. Well then, alright. I guess we're not being nice. Oh boy. He's right in my face. That's not fun. Give me 1 second.
No. The dang cat strikes again.
Unarmed strength is strength, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright then. I will not bother. I will use one of my daggers to make an attack.
15 hits.
Alright, so there would be one. Oh, not that guy. This guy in front of me. And am I able to make another one as a bonus action?
You just don't get your plus.
The plus to the damage?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So then that'll just be 4.
Nice. Yep.
And I will stand here in front of the children.
Standing your ground. Holding the ground.
Oh boy.
The traitor's going to return the favor with a great axe swing. Whoa! Miss. Top of the round goes to Till.
Didn't die.
Yeah, I'll leave the entangle up, not that it's doing a whole lot at the moment, but Till will target the traitor next to Silent Set.
Good hit.
Alright, and that'll be me as I go deal with my cat. I'll be back.
This is a swing at Shannon, the great axe. 12 for 11.
I don't have any dex. Not that it would matter. That hits.
Takes a chunk.
Oh no.
Shannon's looking bleeding. He's looking rough. Gustradh.
Okay, Gustradh will claymore the guy in front of him.
Ooh, that's a good hit.
And I'll go ahead and use my bonus action to use a where the hell is it?
These traitors, we were just having a good old chat.
Yeah, we were talking about killing kids. How dare they interrupt?
You kill the kid, you kill the mom. Problem solved.
I'm glad you're thinking like a Golganthy. Makes me proud.
Ugh, I don't want to make you proud.
Okay, I'll go ahead and just use my bonus action to add a shield of faith on Shannon.
Okay. Whoa. All right, let's do. Seeing that you are a magic user, the traitor is going to swing at Gustradh. The great axe. Oh!
That will hit.
21 for 13. That's a hefty swing. Concentration. Easy. Got it. This is a swing coming to Torgrim from another traitor. 15 hit?
No, it's not.
Nice.
That don't hit.
Shannon.
All right, bonus action on myself to heal.
Heals for 3.
Oh, okay, there we go. Cool. And then action coagulation lash.
Ooh, that's a good hit. Heal yourself too. Torgrim.
Torgrim is gonna make another swing at the one to my right.
That's a good hit. 22 for 12. Carving him away. Doing Torgrim stuff.
Yeah, but he's not dead yet, and I've dealt over 30 damage to him. That's the end of my turn.
Before you go, Silent Stag, at initiative count 10, Roona is going to cast Wail. She's going to scream out. Oh. Didn't make my token. Why didn't I do that? But I'll do this. Hold on. There we go. Runa's going to yell in anger and fear. Everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my goodness. Oh my days.
Shannon, you are stunned. Tila is okay. Torgrim is stunned. Stag is stunned.
Grr.
Well,
Gustradh is okay. Trader in front of Silent Stag is stunned. Trader in front of Gustradh is okay. One in front of Torgrim is stunned, and the one to his right is okay. So Silent Stag, you're stunned. He's also stunned.
I was right next to her, it makes sense.
Till.
Yeah, I'm taking the opportunity that the trader is not responding. I'm going to shoot him again.
Okay.
And I'm going to move over here away from all the guys with swords.
Shut the one next to Stag.
Yeah.
Right. Oop. Bam. Gustradh. Are you stunned? Oh, you're good.
I'm not, but okay. The person in front of me's turn. Did they skip him?
He'll be right. He got a 20. So he sees that Shannon is done and Gustradh is safe. So he's going to swing at Gustradh. Damn it.
That misses.
Not Gustradh.
I'm gonna attack him back. Okay. Claymore.
That's it.
And burn my second spell slot. Divine Smite.
Drop an extra 8 radiant damage. You got it.
Alright.
So Till, because you moved here, you would see up in this corner.
My concentration end?
I'll just take it away. Hold on. So Till up here, you can see in this corner, there is a old, tattered looking woman. This tattered and dirty woman is muttering to herself and waving her arms while holding a runic stone tablet.
All right, that's pretty normal.
This trader is stunned. This trader is not stunned. This is a Torgrim.
that hits.
Jana.
I believe I am stunned.
Torgrim.
Torgrim is stunned as well, but I just want to ask a question. Does the tablet thing that Syl has, or the witch person that we see, is it similar to Gustradh's?
No. Nope.
Okay.
That was a good question, though. Silent Stag. This is at one round after Roona, so no one's stunned anymore.
Nobody at all?
Nope.
Ugh. I was hoping it'd start the turn. That's a shame. This man right in front of me is an issue. Ugh, I can't do that. Dagger.
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 First
Can
one's
I
a
take
miss.
the advantage for
You
that?
definitely can.
Absolutely will.
6
and then
pierce.
this one for the other.
12 just misses.
All right. We'll kind of just rotate away from Roona. Because I don't believe we're on the same team in this right now.
This is a swing coming at Silent Stag from the traitor with a great axe. Wah! Ooh. Only 4.
Uh-oh. I'll take it.
Till with the 21 is up next.
Yeah, Till's gonna walk to get a little bit of clearing between her and that thing, and she's gonna just for a brief moment look at the traitor next to Stag, and she's going to shoot an arrow, and before it even leaves her her longbow, she's gonna turn back and look at the creature.
Like a boss.
And she'll use advantage so it hits. And then as it's flying, she's gonna look at it and be like, I suggest these last of your clutch, you send them off before we bring you to the circle itself. And that'll be my turn.
The tattered, dirty woman gives you a hideous smirk. Initiative count 20. As this pops up. Music change. It might be a little low.
I hear it.
Seems good.
On initiative count
I hear it.
20. Combat ends. The dirty, tattered woman holding the tablets finishes her incantation, and the tablets, you see, Talaka, you would see the tablet shatter. Casa immediately stumbles over and collapses. She just falls into the snow. Roona turns and looks at the tattered, dirty woman, her eyes vacant and wide, almost like she was beckoned. Everyone else, Silent Stag, Shannon, Gustradh, Talaka, Torgrim. The incantation takes hold of you. Gustradh, Silent Stag, Till, and Torgrim, you black out and you fall into the snow unconscious. Shannon, because you're an elf, you retain your consciousness, but you feel like as if an invisible hand is like pushing you into the snow. And the force is so strong, you can't move. She'll take away this. You can look up a bit, but you're forced into the snow, laying on your stomach, and you can just sort of see what the happenings as you're forced into the ground. The 4 burly men, some of them battered, some of them still somewhat healthy, walk over, pick up Casa, and throw Casa over their shoulders. Roona obediently follows in a daze. And together you see the 4 burly men, the traitors, holding Casa, Ruin following him behind, march with Syl, that old decrepit woman, and leave the area. And all are gone. As you lie there, everyone's still unconscious. Shannon, it goes for 20 minutes. 30 minutes. 45 minutes. And then an hour passes, and after that hour passes, everyone's still unconscious, but the weight that's pushing you into the snow lifts off you, and you are able to move. And just for the sake of Foundry, put you right there.
I'll check Gustradh real quick to make sure that they're still breathing.
So, Gustrad's breathing. He's almost like he's been put under like a heavy sleep spell.
Then I'm gonna go up to roughly where they were and try to discern where they were going.
Make a survival check. There are footprints as they have left pretty hastily, and there is no snowfall to cover it. So you can see footprints that lead northeast deep into the pines, away from the meadow. And it goes past your vision, past as far as you can see in the forest. As this happens, the next person that would be able to wake up would be Torgrim, as his con is the highest. Torgrim, you open your eyes, laying in the snow.
Torgrim would open his eyes, look around, see Shannon, and ask him what happened and what's going on.
Would seem my fear of the witch hath been
Confirm.
has bore fruit. My brain doesn't function well enough for how he's supposed to speak right now.
That's okay. Oh, that witch that appeared over in the trees. Do we know which way they went?
Admittedly, I'm not as studied in survival skills as I ought to be, but from what I can tell, they have gone northeast, from whence the men had come.
We should try and wake up the others. See if we can catch their tail.
I will try to wake Talak up.
At the mention of tail, you'll see Gustrad's tail move.
Torgrim would try to wake up Gustradh since he's right beside him.
So Gustradh and Talaki both have cons. Next up, both of you make con saves. Gustradh, you start to slowly rise, shaking your head.
What in the matron of ravens was that? How are we still alive?
I'm not sure. Seems like we all got knocked out or something. Not quite sure what happened, but they got away with the children.
Even if I may detest the undead natures that they use, at least I pray that they are a little bit more sensible than yourself when we faced those saber-tooths and didn't kill us outright.
Yes, well, I don't think that they would have eaten us, so...
Who knows? They infect little girls with fiends. I don't really need to care about what their appetite is, but I'm sure it's not one that I agree with.
Fair enough. Let's see if we can get Till and Silent Stag up, and maybe we can catch their trail.
Silent Stag, make a con save. Okay. The 7. Alaka and Silent Stag. You open your eyes. But you are not in the Northlands. Your bodies are there. You two are here.
Gris is about to get another character infected.
My first character was made infected. This is different.
Alaka, you might have to refresh to make it pop up if it doesn't pop up immediately. For the map to work.
Yeah, give me 1 moment.
See it on stream.
Yeah, I don't have that. I'm refreshing. I just got a white space.
It's a pretty hefty beast.
Oh boy.
Hey, you guys get to speak to Luna when?
I mean, it works.
Yeah,
It might take a
older.
minute. It's a hefty boy.
Don't have a token there, so I can't see. Oh well. I could look at
I'm at 98%, and I have been since it finished refreshing. It shouldn't take long.
Let me do this to make sure you can
Mine is working.
Ah, nice.
see. See now?
Yep.
Wait, I gotta reload again because I changed the settings. Oh boy. This feels like somewhere we shouldn't be.
Sorry, I just changed my FPS down to 30 in hopes that helps it faster. Because my internet doesn't seem to like this page that you've given me.
That's a good call. Yeah, going to 30 might help out a ton.
Yep, 30
When you
seems
see
to
it,
be
you'll
good for me.
understand why.
Yeah, I can see it on the Twitch stream. It's Luna Win's home. But just go on. I can watch the stream for. Oh, it just finished loading. Perfect.
Till and Silent Stag, you both are standing in almost like a prison in the middle of the cosmos itself. You're not sure where you are, but you see celestial stars float past, and it feels like this rock that you're on is hurling through space itself, but you're not nauseous. You have a weird sense of peace. And I couldn't find a token for it, but it's very... Oop, that's not it. It's very large. It's almost like
okay.
It's almost like
Meat
a...
spider.
It looks like a very large tree. Kind of emerges up, almost like you think like Yggdrasil would look. A very large tree pops up. And the tree itself doesn't have eyes, doesn't have a mouth. But you get the sense that this large tree, it turns and looks at the two of you.
Why are children of the architect here?
I'm not sure who that is or where I am. But are we dead? Are you the life giver?
Ask, is this death? You don't look like death, you look like a tree.
No, you are not dead. No, you are not dead. You are merely where you should be. Yes. I am the life giver.
You don't look much like a dragon to me, but I suppose you can change your form as much as anyone else could.
I am the true life giver. I birth branches in the seeds, which bore fruit.
And you see some branches gesture at Silent Stag.
Ah, so you are her life giver then.
My life giver.
Child must be saved.
But isn't it a putrid egg and it should be dealt with?
She still deserves to live.
All life should be saved when possible, just like what you carry.
Then what do you suggest we do?
Trust the one with one eye. He will guide you.
Till's gonna look down at her body. Is she like? Does she have a body right now?
Yep, you're like your normal corporeal self, like standing on the rock. You don't
Corporeal
see.
sky?
You don't look any ethereal. You don't look like a spirit or a ghost. Like your own flesh and blood, silent stag's own bark.
Does Till still have like her equipment?
Yep.
Mostly the pouch. Okay. Yeah, she'll kind of like rest her lower hands onto it to hold onto it and keep it safe, and she'll look at Stag and what do you suggest we do? Because this is not what I signed up for when I left the hive.
I don't believe it was my plan either. But
You are wise that war does not need to be the first or the final resort. But uncompromising good against the natural will pollute the land, and you must prevent this natural calamity from falling. You do not save the child because she is chosen. You save the child. Prevent the evil which will breed ugliness and rage and overtake this land.
That shouldn't be hard to do. I think those that we just met were already planning to do that. But now that I've been given visual proof of what to do, then yes, we'll keep that child safe.
She cannot die.
But
And if she does, and it's out of our hands,
Your hive will burn. As war marches across the Northlands.
well, then we shall go out of our way and ensure she does not die. My hive should not burn. They have done nothing wrong. Not when it's the humans to blame.
neither has the child too. They are not to blame either.
You don't know that.
No, but neither do you.
You both slowly open your eyes in the sand or in the snow. You see Torgrim and Gustradh are shaking you, trying to wake you up.
Oh, well, I suppose we're not dead if that's the case. Till we use all four of her hands to kind of like push herself up and get onto her knees, and she'll kind of just like sit down almost cross-legged and just like take a quick breath as her lower arms again grab at her pouch, and she'll just look around. And where are the others?
They seem to left us without killing us while we're down, so maybe there's some good logic to your decisions. Or maybe not. I don't know if I would really want to follow someone who decided to cast such magic, evil magic, on a little girl.
Well, at the very least, the Life Giver is watching over us. But we should find them before it's too late.
Do you know where they went?
At best, northeast.
Till will just get up and she'll walk over to northeast and start seeing if she can find any remnants of footprints in the snow.
Sure.
That is also what Stag is.
Then I shall aid you.
You will aid me. Ooh.
Torgrim would do the same.
Oh yeah, 26. So a couple things are gonna happen here. One is the light is slowly turning from dusk to night. There are very prominent footprints in the snow. You know it's starting to go dark, and as a group of 5, you have to decide if you want to pursue the footprints in the dark and save the 2 girls, or if you want to take the half-hour, 45-minute journey back to Vartangard, speak to the Jarl. Maybe for aid, maybe just to get away. Or a third option is you can just flee the area, knowing that the Jarl knows you took his daughters into the snow and is not sure what happened after. You could go back to Vartangard for help. You can pursue the witches, or the witch Syl and her traitors, into the snow itself at night. Or you can just flee as a group and be what would probably be called traitors. That's your group discussion. You can make it now on stream if you want to, or you can talk about it for a couple days throughout the week and decide then too.
Well,
Do we want to talk about it here?
I'm good with role-playing a little bit.
Torgrim would want to go after them.
Would seem our fate is tied. Would not be wise to return without them.
Not if I'm to get what I want from the Jarl, no. We should head out and chase after them before the morning's snowfall covers their tracks and we lose them for good.
Would it not be wise to ask for help?
You believe that if we return to the Jarl without his 2 daughters, and we were to protect them on a seemingly harmless journey, that he would not blame us for their disappearance?
He may. But with what you've seen, this was definitely a targeted attack. Something that, while yes, harmless to begin with, was very dangerous. And I don't know if it would be exactly wise for us to run after something that bested us, even though I would not like to admit it. You have to understand your limitations.
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't plan to run after them. I plan to hunt them, find them, kill them, bring the daughters back, and get my boat.
Get your boat?
Aye, how else does one make it to the other islands?
Fair enough.
You need not face them head on.
I'm just very surprised that the matron allowed such evil magic to fester in her land. I wonder if there's something bigger at play.
Well, they are Celian. They're easily corrupted, if not born such. I'm sure this is just the natural way of things. We can find them. you can answer your questions and get what the rest of us want at the same time.
Very bold of you to talk about Cillian's kind in front of him. Shannon's kind in front of him.
Shannon has not yet disagreed with me, so perhaps...
I would probably appear very elf because I have not renewed Mask of Petty Faces right now.
If Shannon believed my thoughts to be wrong, I'm sure that they would have interrupted me or defended their kind. Till doesn't know what an elf is, so your ears mean nothing to her.
There are many things at work here, and we were not prepared for them.
Doesn't make much sense to rush into something we're not prepared for again.
You think we will not prepare while we watch? While we hunt?
You have two of the greatest hunters from the Southern Pines with you. This will be fine.
Well, I would not say that. That feels like an overstretch.
If you can handle the great beasts of that forest, then no doubt you can handle a couple humans.
You mean the warlock's long rest?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But spend some hit dice and stuff.
Misplaying a monk.
Oh, that hit dice roll. Beautiful.
During this short rest, would Till and Stag be able to try and retrieve a couple of their arrows? See if any of them are okay?
Sure. Roll D10.
Oh, I didn't click the thing.
Oh well.
Oh, the one. You find an arrow. It looks pretty good. Able to retrieve.
Alright, well, Till doesn't miss, so she'll give the arrow to Stag.
I was messing with the daggers. It's fine.
Dagger.
Not my weapon of choice.
You discuss what you want to do. There are fresh tracks in the snow. Do you want to make a decision now, or do you want to talk about it for a bit? Up to you.
I think we, unless I'm mistaken, we pretty much all decided to go after the kids.
Well, except for Gustradh, but...
Yeah.
Gustradh is definitely wanting to take care of the witch, but he is concerned about being bested that easily. But he will go along with what the group decides.
Yeah, because Till is not wanting to ruin any chances of getting what she wants from Vartangard. So she will push to go first and go now.
But isn't there a high chance that the kids are with the witch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then why wouldn't Gustradh want to go?
Because he's a big pansy and he wants other dudes with swords to help him.
Need an army or something.
He wants the humans' help.
Okay. So you guys are going to follow the tracks. It's dusk, so it's not fully dark yet, but it's starting to get dark. You're going to start marching on, following the tracks in the dark. Hopefully confront the witch and save the children.
And light a torch.
So that's where episode 1 ends for tonight. A week from today, 8 o'clock, we will pick right up as you guys are heading. Try to find Roona and Casa. Keep your favor with the Jarl.
Only I still have my hunter's mark on that one guy.
So
Awesome.
It was on purpose.
That's episode 1. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be back here a week from today to get
good.
episode 2 going. Everyone have a wonderful evening. If you liked what you saw here, hit that follow button and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Have a good night.
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 Bye, everybody.